For a long time now, you have been learning about the history of the United States. You heard about Native Americans who were living here before the Europeans arrived. You learned about those Europeans who explored North and South America, and you also learned about the Pilgrims who left Europe on the Mayflower because they wanted to practice their religion freely. Then you learned how, much later, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, and other leaders started a new nation called the United States of America, and about how difficult it was to create a new type of government for this new nation or country. You learned about Thomas Jefferson's great Declaration of Independence and James Madison's brilliant Constitution and Bill of Rights. These founding fathers believed they were doing the right thing for this new nation, and their hard work continues to serve our country today. You have also learned about immigrants, people who leave their home country to settle in a different country. Even today, immigrants are still coming to the United States. Why are immigrants still coming to the United States? Well, if you remember, people have immigrated to the United States because of certain push and pull factors. Dangers in their home countries, not enough jobs, and not being able to practice their religion or speak freely are some factors that have pushed people to leave their homelands. On the other hand, jobs, land, and freedoms given to American citizens in the Bill of Rights are some of the factors that have pulled people to America, the land of opportunity. These are some reasons why immigrants want to come to the United States and become U.S. citizens. What do we call people born as citizens of another country who become U.S. citizens? We call them naturalized citizens. Remember, a citizen is a person who has rights given to them by a country's government and responsibilities that go along with those rights. Let's find out more about what it means to be a citizen. James Madison did so much to create the Constitution that he is considered the father of the Constitution. Later, Madison and other leaders added some more laws to the Constitution. Doing this is called amending the Constitution, so the parts they added were called amendments. Madison and the other founding fathers wrote a list of amendments to the U.S. Constitution called the Bill of Rights, and later on other leaders added more amendments protecting more rights for U.S. citizens. The first 10 amendments to the Constitution are called the Bill of Rights. What is an amendment? It is a change or addition. The Bill of Rights is a list of rights guaranteed or promised to citizens of the United States. Rights are freedoms that the government cannot and should not take away from its citizens. A Bill of Rights was a new idea in the world when it was created. In most countries many years ago, and in some countries even today, kings, queens, or generals ran the government any way they liked. Everyone living in that country was expected to do what the rulers said to do, or they might be arrested and put into jail or be forced to leave the country. Someone who was arrested might not get the chance to tell their side of the story to a judge in order to get out of jail, or if they did, the judge might work for the king and not really listen or care to be fair. How would you feel if you got in trouble for something without getting to tell your side of the story? In the United States, however, laws are supposed to protect citizens from such problems. For example, no one is supposed to arrest another person just because he doesn't like that person or that person's ideas. If someone is arrested for a crime or doing something that is against the laws of the country, the government cannot just keep him or her in jail for as long as they want. That person has the right to tell their side of the story to a judge and or to a jury, a group of people who listen to all the facts and both sides of an argument before deciding if a person is guilty or not guilty. Anyone that comes before a judge and or a jury is considered innocent and must be proven guilty before being sent to jail. A judge helps a jury come to a fair decision. Maybe you know someone who has served on a jury in a court. Another very important right and duty of citizens is the right to vote. When you turn 18 years old, you can fill out a form so you can vote. The people in this picture are exercising their right to vote. There are often voting booths to allow for privacy. Adult U.S. citizens decide who will be their president, who will represent them in the Senate or the House of Representatives, or who will be their local mayor. These are all jobs that are part of running our government. U.S. citizens vote for the people they want to do these jobs, and whoever receives the most votes gets to serve in that job. Any adult citizen can run for most elected positions or jobs. The Constitution says that people who were not born in the United States cannot run for the presidency. Can a naturalized citizen ever run for president? Not by the current laws of the Constitution. If you are a U.S. citizen and were born in the United States, when you grow up, you may decide to run for government office. That means you let other people know you want a job in the government, and you hope citizens will vote to have you represent them in the government. As an adult citizen, even if you do not run for office, you will get to vote for your representatives in government offices. Voting is one of your rights and duties as a U.S. citizen. In this image, a group of people are protesting or saying that they want something to be changed. This is an example of people exercising or using their right to freedom of speech. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, the right to vote, and the right to a fast and fair trial are just a few of the rights listed in the Bill of Rights. But citizens also have responsibilities. Responsibilities are duties you are in charge of or things someone else trusts you to do. For example, even though you have freedom of speech, you still have a responsibility to not say things that might put people in danger or say things that might hurt others. Notice how rights and responsibilities go together. We have the responsibility to follow the laws of our country. We also have the responsibility to pay taxes, the money we are required by law to give to our government that pays for things all citizens enjoy. The person in the picture is filling out a tax form to figure out how much is owed to the government. Our taxes pay for things like public schools where you can learn, public parks where you can play, public libraries where you can check out your favorite books, and the roads and sidewalks that help you get to those places. Can you name something that you enjoy that has been created using money from taxes? I certainly can. I'm a public school teacher. Taxes pay my salary, and I really enjoy my job. When the United States began, few countries offered so many rights to their citizens. After the people of the United States decided to make these rights a part of their country's laws, citizens of many other countries decided that they wanted the same rights and freedoms. Citizens around the world insisted on new laws to protect their rights, and many countries changed their laws. However, this did not happen everywhere. Even today, people in many nations do not enjoy the same rights that citizens enjoy here in the United States. In such places, some people think, I want to leave my country and go to the United States. There I will be free to decide what I want to do or say. I will not have to be afraid that government leaders will punish me just for disagreeing with them. Sometimes people living in countries with threatening governments have to leave their old country because they fear their government, or they have gotten into trouble with the leaders there. If there is a war, people may have to leave and move to other countries because they are no longer safe. The United States government and other governments around the world often let such people, called refugees, come to their countries for safety. Refugees leave the danger of their homelands for the refuge or safety of another country. The United States allows only a certain number of refugees each year, so unless serious cases, or in cases where there are so many refugees that people do not know what to do, refugees often have to wait their turn to come to the United States. One reason for this is to make sure that there are enough jobs for the newcomers so that they can earn the money they need to support themselves and provide themselves with necessities such as food, clothes, and a place to stay. James Madison and his fellow leaders, whose ancestors were immigrants to America, wrote laws or rules that all United States citizens must follow. Today's citizens can vote to change those laws to make them better, or to make new laws. Still, all American laws must go along with the principles in the Constitution and its amendments like the Bill of Rights. These were intended to guarantee the rights of all citizens, whether naturalized or born in the United States, both now and in the future.